Hello and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Ade, and I'm so excited to be here with you. Those of you who have been following the channel, this is going to be, so on Sunday we did the weekly collective reading, and then the past couple of weeks I've been doing a daily read for each of the three piles that we choose on Sunday. But this week, you may remember I said I was not going to do the daily reads, but because I am actually traveling. But I was going to do two additional kind of special readings, if you will, for each of the three piles. So these are the same cards in which you chose. You may have chose the Crow Spirit for pile 1, or the Nightingale Spirit for pile 2, or the Turkey Spirit for pile 3. Okay, so that was for your Sunday daily read. So then I did the collective reading, and then I did a Sunday daily read for each of these energies. And we talked about what those energies were a little bit. And so now today, this is going to be what might be hidden from you right now, and how do you kind of move past it? What action do you need to take as this energy is revealed and making its way in what's going on in your world and life at this time? So all the readings that I'm doing on the Abundant Joy Tarot are really about like progressing you, elevating you on the path of your soul journey. And each of our soul journeys are uniquely our own, which is a beautiful thing. And so my hope is that this reading will provide you some confirmation or clarification on some things that you're already in communication with the divine, your spirit guides, your higher self as you're on your journey, or may illuminate something new for you that strikes a chord. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at what's hidden. And so again, the three piles, and again, if you were not here on Sunday, that doesn't matter at all. Like, you can just choose what pile you are drawn to, okay? And we're going to talk about what may be hidden from you. I've already prayed over the deck. I always ask that those individuals that need to hear whatever this message is in these piles, that you will be drawn to them. So I ask you to just take in a deep breath. Allow yourself to kind of focus in for just a moment and choose which pile feels like it might have a message for you. If it's more than one pile, you're welcome to listen to more than one pile. Sometimes there are multiple messages for you, depending on where you are on your journey, okay? So again, pile 1 is the Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. Pile 2, and that's a 17, which would be an 8. Pile 2 is the Nightingale Spirit, love is all around, and that's 41, which would be a 5. From a numerology standpoint. And then finally, pile 3 is the Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace, and it's a 61, which would be a 7. All right, so those are our piles. The timestamps will be in the description. Go ahead and choose what pile you are drawn to, and I'll see you in the reading. Hello, pile 1, welcome. So again, we're looking at what may be hidden from you, and you are drawn in by the Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. So this is our day, and let's get into your reading. So first, I pulled a stone for you to kind of understand what energy may be kind of overarching the entire reading. And so you got focus. Okay, so the first thing that I'm getting here is that for some of you all right now, it may feel like it's really challenging to focus. Like, it may feel like it's hidden from you, because the image that I'm getting in my mind is when one is in the dark. Okay, so like when you're in the dark, sometimes it's hard to focus unless you've got like night vision glasses, right? Because it's hard to see what is exactly around you. Kind of, you know how disorienting it can kind of be, even if you take a moment and kind of close your eyes, and you can kind of see, like, you can be a little disoriented in terms of like what is exactly around you. So therefore, what is your exact next step? Okay. So some of you may be going through a period of what feels like darkness, right? A period of unclarity, a period of fog. You know, we also have that same disorientation when it comes to like being in a dense fog, if you've ever been in a dense fog, and just feeling like not quite sure what step to move on. So if you're feeling a little bit off balance, or maybe just unsure, unclear on how to maneuver forward, part of what is, I think, hidden from you is that in some ways, you're a little bit in the dark. There's some pieces and parts of what's going on with you that have not been fully illuminated. And so in that darkness, you may have a sense of confusion. But let's see what the guidance here and what else may show up in the reading, and see how else this idea of focusing comes in. But I do just keep getting that. I even put my hand like this. It's like I do keep getting this sense of like that needing to focus on like a single area or a single next step, you know, like that there's too much going on around you that's keeping you from focusing. But let's get in. So then I also pulled a shadow card. Whoa. Okay. Darkness. That's okay. So it says, as dark as it seems, it's your choice whether to stay shrouded in the abyss or cast aside the cloak and rejoin the others in the warmth of their light and energy. So I'm amazed that this actually says darkness on it, because I just kept seeing darkness. But what's interesting about what this is saying is that it's also saying that you have a choice, that in some ways you may be actually choosing darkness. So it's important for you to be conscious. And, you know, sometimes we are unconsciously choosing darkness, or we're unconsciously choosing things that we actually really don't want, but maybe it's the pattern that we've had in the past. All right. So there's something here about your choice, being conscious about your choice and where you put your focus and where you put your energy. Okay. Let's see what else we've got here. So I did pull 2 tea leaves for each pile. Claw. Be careful. Do not take risks. This is really like this sense of, I'm getting like this timidness from being in the dark. Like I can really see the image of someone like trying to take a step out, but unclear on where your step is landing you. And so there's like this, even if it's a slight timidness, there's a slight timidness. So there's something about, do not take risks in the dark. Okay. But, well, we'll see how else this gets played out. Okay. Before I go into what is coming into my mind. So you've got forces working against you. Axe. All right. So, I'm going to see how this shows up, because the feeling that I'm getting on this forces working against you is I'm going back to this idea of choice, and like you can choose whether or not you allow these forces to have any impact, whether or not they are actively attempting to thwart or cause you to be in confusion, darkness, or unclarity in some way. There may be some people in your life that are consciously or unconsciously causing confusion, causing darkness in your life. But the key message that keeps coming through for me, for you all, Pile 1, is that you have a choice on how you respond to, deal with, take action in the dark. Okay. So it's interesting. I'm not having a strong pull from this card of forces working against you. And I think it's because you are the one who is holding the power here in terms of what you allow. So be conscious of what you allow. Now, I did pull tarot cards to see what might be hidden from you, to see if this tells a bit of a more broader story. And then I've got a couple of oracle cards to kind of help us understand what action do you need to take to move forward. Okay, so now the way the tarot is, it's like light, dark, light, dark. Wait, light, dark, light. Okay, so I pulled 5 cards, and it was like, what what you may be seeing, what you may not be seeing, what you may be seeing, what you may not be seeing. Okay. So what you may be seeing, Eight of Pentacles, you're working hard on something. You may be working on a project. This is where I think this energy is around somebody working against you, that there is either on your job or in your career, or perhaps even in a mindset way. And this is where sometimes it can show up as an unconscious way of acting. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that you may have a dream or something that you're taking steps in working toward mastering, and you may have shared it with certain people and they have kind of poo-pooed your dream. That can also be what this energy is in terms of forces working against you. But again, you get to take the choice of what you receive into your spirit and what you allow to make choices for you, as long as you stay conscious. So what I'm seeing right now you're working on a project and you're skillfully working on something. You're building mastery toward it. Okay. And what you may not be seeing is that there is a partnership that is available to you. Now, this is the Two of Cups. So it talks about a heart-centered partnership. It could talk about love in some contexts, but in this particular context, because it's really pulling at like what is hidden behind this Eight of Pentacles, is there is this sense of like that in this project, in this work that you're doing, there is the possibility for a heart-centered connection. It could be a lover, but it could be just a business partner or a creative partner or somebody that like really gels with your idea, that you can like almost like brainstorm. I'm like getting this feeling, this energy of like going back and forth and like brainstorming in such a way that it illuminates and elevates the work that you're doing. It helps you to become more focused, more clear about what it is that you want to be doing. Okay. Now, this is something that you may not really recognize. I feel like that individual is actually in your space, like in your sphere of in your sphere right now, in your world, but you may or may not have connected that this is someone that can support you in this journey of what you're mastering. Okay. For some of you, what I just got was that this may be new. This may be a new project in terms of what you're mastering, or not. You may have already been mastering, but the level that you're taking it. So in other words, you may have been working on something and now you're taking it for it to be more public, like more people to have eyes on it, or you're talking more about it, or you're putting it into a certain framework, right? That's different than the way that you have before. That's what I mean by new, the sort of new framework of the way that you're looking at what you are mastering. And then you've got the Chariot. Okay, this is great. So the Chariot, and so this again is like kind of in the light, like what's really happening. The Chariot is all about propelling yourself forward on your soul purpose. So again, we've got this, I'm mastering something. You're moving forward on your purpose. And moving full speed ahead, having learned about yourself, maybe even learned something new about the project or the thing that you are mastering. Okay, learning something new about that. And again, my eye was just drawn to this beautiful crow spirit, because the crow spirit here is talking about co-creating with spirit. And sometimes we cannot take our project to the next level until we get to a certain level. In other words, we cannot, and spirit cannot actually come in and elevate the project to, point C if we haven't gotten to point B, right? So there's a new, it feels like this sort of heart-centered connection, and this heart-centered connection could be internally, I'm just told, or like with spirit, right? With the divine. But I also feel for some of you all, this is a earthbound, like this is a human partnership connection that can support you, that will illuminate ideas for you and help you to move further on your soul purpose. Okay. And then what may be hidden from this is this Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands here is really talking to me about like what may be hidden from you is a what's the word? A covered passion, right? So it may be that there's something that you're working on, a project of some kind, but as you get into another level with it, another point with it, there is a passion, a creativity that you had not yet fully engaged with or thought about in connection with this project that begins to open for you. And it wants to propel you, this new sort of desire, if you will, or passion wants to propel you forward quickly on your soul journey. So this is in alignment with the Chariot. The Knight of Wands and the Chariot are in alignment in terms of you taking action and moving forward. Okay? You taking actions and moving forward. Now, interesting. So your final part that you probably are feeling like this. The Hanged Man, sometimes people experience the Hanged Man and feel like it is a bit of stagnation. Okay. But I'm here to tell you that it is not about stagnation. So if you feel like you're a little bit in the dark, if you feel like you've been paused and you're not able to kind of move forward with the vigor that this Chariot card is really telling you to move, or this Knight of Wands is really about movement toward things that you feel passionate about, that is embodied in your creativity. This Hanged Man is a card to remind you that the divine is pausing you so that you can get the download from the divine on what it is that you need to do to co-create with the divine to, what I'm getting is more formalize, fortify your project, make it stronger, make the foundation stronger so that as you propel yourself forward, you are standing on solid ground in this new beautiful work. So don't be afraid of taking pause to reflect. Invite the divine and spirit in your higher self to come in and guide you on what next steps you need to take. If you feel like you're in the dark, ask the divine, ask the guides that are walk with you to illuminate for you the next step. Maybe not to illuminate the whole project, but illuminate clearly for you. Order your steps. Illuminate clearly for you what your next step is on your soul journey, and watch it get revealed. So I'm seeing that for you all. Now let's look at your final oracle cards here. Now this is the final, wide open, beautiful. It is what it is. Look at that magic. There is a sense of magic here that's taking place. And sometimes what I'm getting is like, I'm getting this really interesting energy that like sometimes a magic, you can, what's the word they're trying to say? That a magic can be more profound and illuminated more clearly when you are walking out of the dark. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Magic can be illuminated more clearly, can be more sparkly, more magical, right, within your life when you are walking out of the dark. And there's this sense of you being in this place of unclarity, darkness, fog of some kind. But what this is saying is it is what it is, which is about radical acceptance, accepting your life exactly the way it is. So in terms of what may be hidden from you, what you need to know is that no matter what is hidden from you, you have what you need to proceed on your soul journey, okay? Because the way is wide open for you. But because you're going through a period of transformation, beloveds, with this beautiful butterfly here, there are places within this journey that are not going to be clear. You're not going to know what comes out after the cocoon of darkness. You're not going to see that clearly, but what you need to know is that it is awaiting you. There's a sense of you being able to surrender, if you will, surrender to what is happening around you. Engage with life on life's terms. Observe circumstances and take them at face value, recognizing and releasing resistance or denial. Look at the truth that is around you, and the darkness will soon be illuminated. So what happens when you look at the world? Can you see it exactly as it is, or only as you assume it to be? A door closing isn't an invitation to take a battering ram to it. And Lord knows we do that, don't we? If a door closes, there may be that there is another door that will more easily lead you to your destiny. So there's a need for you to kind of tap in, y'all. Tap in. All right. Just tap in and listen to how the divine is guiding you, and radically accept your life on life's terms. When you stop fighting against it and instead fight for what you truly desire, more of the world becomes available to you. Okay? So stop pushing against what is no longer working for you, what you do not want, because you're creating more of it. Instead, get clear about what it is that you're working on, what you're working to master. Look for people that are there to support you with this beautiful Two of Cups, right? And go toward that energy. Go to where you are celebrated and not where you are tolerated, okay? And Spirit is telling us clearly that the path is going to be wide open for you. So it's almost like when the darkness clears, the path is going to be so illuminated and bright for you, you won't even remember that you were in the darkness. All right, y'all? So just keep proceeding. You're on the right path, but keep an eye out for additional partners that are going to be, and it will feel right. Okay, so if it's like, oh, I don't know, is this the person she's talking about, or is it this one? Then it's not, okay? Because you just might not be clear on who that person is, because this is a heart-centered connection. So it will feel good to you. It will feel good to the other person, and it will help to illuminate you. All right. That's what I'm seeing here. These readings are a little bit longer than your daily read, but I hope that you were able to benefit from what is maybe going on underneath the surface for you this week, and to be able to proceed on your soul journey. If you're liking the readings here, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me. I would appreciate it. I'd love to hear what resonates with you in the piles. It's always good to hear. And I will see you next time. All right. Thanks for joining in. Bye. Hello, pile 2. If you chose the Nightingale spirit, love is all around, then this is going to be your reading. And we're talking about what is hidden from you and maybe blocking you in some way to move forward on your soul journey for this week. But this is also really about, at the end, really looking at what actions do you need to take to continue to move yourself through whatever may be hidden from you. And sometimes what's hidden from us is not necessarily bad. That can be positive or negative. It's just something that we might not be consciously yet aware of. So I pulled a shadow card to see if there was anything on our shadow, and I also pulled a stone for us. So the stone that you have, believe. So the first thing that I'm getting right off the bat is that what may be hidden from you is, how can I articulate, like this is a belief that maybe is causing you to see certain things be manifested in your physical world that you may or may not have wanted, right? So remember that what we believe and what we think about, we're actually bringing into physical form, okay? So if you're, just be mindful of your beliefs, but let's see how this gets played out, okay? And remember that you always have the opportunity and ability to change what you believe, and therefore change the frequency of the energy that you're bringing into your life. Now, your shadow card here, you've got unhappiness. Searching for contentment is a well-traveled path that can be elusive. The hunt for happiness might not conclude at the destination, but joy can be found during the journey itself. So one of the things that I'm also getting for you all is there is a need for you to believe in your joy, in your happiness right now. And the first thing that I'm getting for you all, so for pile 2, for anybody who is listening to this, I invite you to get out a sheet of paper and literally write down what in your world is bringing you joy right now. Like whatever it may be, whether it be that you're listening to this reading, I hope I'm bringing you some bit of joy, or just, something that you're looking forward to, something that you ate, something that a walk or activity you're going to do, some loved one that you got to see, or some aspect about them that brings you joy. I want you to begin to think about the little, medium, and big things that bring you joy. And sometimes by writing it down, it helps us to do that. Okay. So if you so desire to do that, hopefully you've already been doing that, but you can also pause the video and write down some of those things, or write them down at the end of the video. But I really highly invite you to write down what is currently in your world bringing you joy. Okay. Acknowledge what is presently there. Now your tea leaves, you've got bird flying. News is on the way. Yeah, there, because I'm getting the unhappiness and I'm getting the belief, it's like there is this pile. There may be something that you're either waiting on, waiting to get news about, or what's the word? Like, don't even know that the news is coming. Like, you put something out, you've put the desire out, you don't know that this opportunity is going to be opening for you. And it could be in an area in your life where you are missing some level of belief. So say, for instance, you are an artist, right? And you have worked for some time on your singing, right? And you have put yourself out there in some ways, and you're starting to lose belief that this is an area for you to proceed in, right? So I feel that there's going to be some news that's coming along the way, but here's the key. The key is you have to shift your belief, right? You have to shift your belief into what's possible. If you believe that it is not possible, it is not, okay? Because our belief helps us fuel forward, all right? So, but here's the blessing is that if you believe that today, right now, you're listening to that and you're like, well, I believe it's not possible, all right? Then I'm saying to you, shift your belief. Okay, begin to believe in that which you most desire and allow it to come to you. And that, I know that that's a lot easier said than done, but it can be done, right? Like, you can shift your belief, and you can do it actually quite simply if you just get on with focusing on changing your belief. Okay. Now you've also, look at that, happiness. Sun, happiness, and well-being. Yeah, this to me, like, this reading is really all about you. They just showed me, like, you letting the sun shine on you. If we are, what is it that someone had told me once? Like, if you're looking down, the shadow is in front of you. Like, that's what you're seeing. But if you raise your head and look at the sun, the shadow falls behind you. And there's a need for this particular pile to be conscious about how you're moving in your life, and whether or not you're allowing the shadow to fall behind you, or whether or not you're letting your head fall down into the shadow, causing it to be in front of you. Don't let your head fall down. Lift your head up and allow the sun to illuminate your path in front of you and your shadows to fall behind you. Okay? Now, let's see what tarot says. I pulled a couple of tarot, and the way I did the tarot was kind of like light, dark, light, dark, light, meaning what might be on the surface, what may be under the surface, what may be on the surface, what may be under the surface, etc. And then the last two oracle cards are about what action do you take? We may see some of that in these cards as well. So in terms of the first one, you've got the Two of Pentacles. So what you may be aware of is that things may feel a little bit unbalanced in your life right now, and there's a need for you to bring harmony and balance back to your life. Some of you may be overworking and not getting enough time with family and friends. You may be getting too much time with family and friends and not enough time for yourself. But in some way, you are feeling a bit unbalanced, and there's a need for you to make decisions in your life that will allow you to bring more harmony and balance into your life. Okay, now let's see what may be hidden from you that may also be interacting with this balance. Interesting. So you've got the Four of Wands. And like I said before, like, sometimes what's hidden from us is not necessarily a negative thing. The Four of Wands really talks about building a new foundation, building a new home. So some of the reasons why you may be feeling out of balance is because, this almost the way the divine works with us is that if we get too comfortable, we tend to not want to take action or make movement. So there's sometimes when we're out of balance, it's because the divine, our higher self, our own being, your own mind, your body, your spirit are telling you that you need to build a firmer foundation in your life. You need to shift the way that things are working so that moving forward, you're standing on a more solid ground. And so that feels like what's going on underneath the surface for you right now in regards to this needing to find balance. You're maybe, I have to admit that sometimes this feeling can be a bit agitating. It can be a little bit irritating, like you're maybe not feeling 100% comfortable in your own skin because you're functioning in a world that is no longer, you may have outgrown the world in which you're functioning in. And your whole spirit is going to agitate you until you begin to do the work of laying a firmer foundation on where it is that you're going in your life. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. Death. Yeah. Yes, so the Death card is all about letting go, right? So that's kind of what I was saying before. This says to me even more firmly that you are literally at a crossroads in your life where you have got to put some things down, y'all. And it could be any number of things. So I'm just, as an example, some of the things that I'm hearing is there's a death that needs to occur around your thinking in terms of how you show up in spaces. And that also has to do with your own physical body and how you're taking care of or being within your own physical body or outside of your physical body and needing to be more in your physical body. Okay, there's a need for you to shift your thought process around how you show up in spaces. Okay, what this means also looking at like your boundaries, what you allow, how you allow others to treat you. There's something about that needs to shift. You need to let go of that because you are already transforming. You're already in that space, I'm going to go back to the Nightingale spirit because they were just showing me like there's also a way in which the Nightingale needs to let their beautiful song out. It is meant to be heard. It is meant to heal. Your song needs to come out. And if your environment is stifling your song, whatever your song may be, whether you're melodic or not, right? Just talking about your voice, right? If something is stifling your voice, that is one of your cues that something needs to be let go of, whether that be a person, place, thing, or concept. Okay? So there's a need for you to let go. All right. Now let's look at what's going on under the surface around this. Yes. And this, what may be hidden from you is some conflict / competition. Okay. There may be someone that, but here's the thing, like what you need to know is that the more that you sit firmly in your authentic self, the less there is competition. Okay. No one can be you but you, okay? And you can only be you, right? So if you're trying to be somebody else or do something else that is what somebody else is doing, there's always going to be a conflict, right? There's a need for you to drop into who are you? What are you doing? How do you want to live your life? What brings you joy in your life? And then you will draw the energies to you that are in alignment with that. So in this letting go, it may be that some of you are really struggling with letting go of an idea of what you think was your soul path or what you think is supposed to bring you joy. But the reality is it doesn't bring you joy. So there's a need for you to really, in order to deal with any unhappiness, you've got to look at your life squarely and be able to say, yeah, maybe this used to bring me joy in the past, but it doesn't now. No, actually, I never liked olives, and I still don't, right? Okay, so just getting in reality around like what actually brings you joy and letting go of those things that brought somebody else joy. That person might not even be in your life anymore, and yet you're still doing things that are in alignment with someone else. All right, this is just what I'm hearing. So whoever needs to hear this, hopefully this is resonating with you. But the idea here is that what may be hidden under the surface is this idea of competition. And I'm getting outside competition and also competition with yourself. Competition with old, outdated values, thoughts, ways of being that are going to, well, you're going to have to let them go because you've got this death card here. But I mean, if you try to hold on to them, it's just going to be more agitation and more unhappiness and more frustration. So there's a need to like let go, right? Let go and go with the flow. Allow any competition or any, what's the word? Like the envy, I guess I'm trying to find another word that's more positive, but like any competition to propel you forward. Allow it to propel you forward rather than stifle you back. And whatever you do, do not let it stop you from speaking your mind, singing your song. All right. Okay. And then the last light one is judgment. And this is about being your authentic self and loving yourself fiercely, having self-compassion for yourself. Not judging yourself so harshly. The more that you open up your heart and know that you are who you are and you are being your authentic self, the more you have a capacity to also forgive others that are around you. So there is a need within this judgment card to really understand that by letting go of the things that are no longer bringing you joy, you are going to open up new portals of happiness, new portals of self-love and self-acceptance and self-being that will really transform your world. All right. And that is what I'm getting here in terms of what the Tarot is saying. Let's look at your final guidance in terms of what might be hidden from you. And again, the themes that I'm really getting here is your belief, really looking at what you believe, allowing yourself to bring harmony and peace back into your world by getting clear about what you need to let go of that is no longer serving you, allowing any competition to propel you to the next elevated level, and have compassion for yourself and others. All right. And the final guidance. Wow. Beautiful. Strength. Oh, and I meant to say this in the other pile, but I forgot to say it. The card that was at the bottom of the deck was the Strength card in the Tarot, right? And that card is really talking about leaning into your inner strength so that you can tame the beast without and within. And this beautiful Strength card, I mean, look at her. She is literally holding the world in one hand behind her. That if you've ever tried to do this little stance, you know that this is not an easy way to hold one's body. You do have to have strength. She is on one foot, leaning forward, okay? And what's deep is like there's these butterflies here. It's almost like she is moving full force with her foot and her arm there toward her transformation and still holding up her world while new growth is happening in her world. All right, so the divine is really saying for you to tap into your strength. Your true strength comes not from self-reliance alone, but from a sincere faith in a higher power. Believe, okay? The strength to accomplish even the most daunting task is yours right now. All you have to do is connect and channel in the power of the universe. Believe, pile 2. No matter what happens, nothing can move you off the course of evolution. As the potency of your connections becomes more obvious, you're able to harness the creative energies that are available to you. That is truly, truly beautiful. So really the main message for you is to really lean into your sense of belief. And the final guidance here from the divine is an epiphany or a sudden higher knowing, a sense that everything has a purpose. Your purpose as a gift bestowed upon you, a burst of magic. When you tap in and get clear, and I think I said in the beginning, I wanted you to write down what are the things that are bringing you joy? What are the things in general in your life that bring you joy? Okay? Tap into those things. And as you begin to tap into those things, you're going to have an awakening of where it is that you need to move forward in alignment with your purpose. Okay? So be mindful. When information pops up out of the blue, pay attention. The action you need to take will become obvious as you integrate this magical wisdom. Regardless of your subject of question, you will be transformed. Only good will come of this. So whatever is going on underneath the surface, whatever it is that you're leaving behind or having to let go of, trust and know, Pile 2, that magic is going to be opening for you. Okay? Trust and know that magic is going to be opening for you if you put your belief, shift your beliefs toward that which brings you joy and watch it transform. That's what I've got for you on this reading. I hope this is resonating with you. Please hit that thumbs up if you're liking what you are seeing and hearing here at the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is our day. It has been my pleasure, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. All right, y'all. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace in 6-1, which is the number 7, then this is going to be your reading. And as I said in the intro, this is going to be about what may be hidden from you, and then what action to take to continue to move you on your soul's journey, regardless of what is hidden from you. All right. So again, this is our day, and let's get into it. So I pulled a stone for each of the piles to kind of understand what is kind of some of the energy that's sort of overarching the reading for today. And you got laugh. Beautiful. It's interesting because I don't necessarily read stones in reverse, but it's interesting to me that it was in reverse. And the laugh, there's a way in which as I was turning it, it just felt like that some of you have been was like stifling your laugh, like unable to fully feel the immensity of your laugh. And so some of your homework for Pile 3, if you choose to take it, is to make sure that you are listening to something. If you haven't had a really good laugh, like the belly laugh, like the one where, your eyes start watering, or you're slapping somebody, or, whatever it is, you need to give yourself that. The gift of laughter is very healing. And one of the ways that you can do that is just either, listen to your favorite comedian, or find something that makes you laugh, or follow, hang out with friends that tend to make you laugh, or they have a great sense of humor. Whatever it may be, just allow yourself to be in that space of joy around yourself. I'm also getting that there's a need for you in Pile 3 to laugh at yourself. Laugh at yourself and laugh at your world. Don't take things so seriously, all right? Because what may be hidden from you is that you may be having to walk through some things, and they may be very serious at this time, but what may be hidden from you is the healing power of laughter, okay? That there is a need for you to double down on your joy, right? Double down on your laughter. Like, laugh when it's absurd. It is okay, right? It is okay. Sometimes we just have to laugh at what is happening around us, the absurdity, the craziness of our world, right? the odd things that we do and the odd things that other human beings do around us. Sometimes we just have to laugh, okay? Allow yourself that gift. Now, I also pulled a shadow card, and you've got distracted. In your effort to be hyper vigilant, the most important thing of all just slipped straight past you while you were distracted by other less significant things. And it's interesting because that is in alignment with the energy that I was getting, because what I was getting is that some of you all in this pile and pile 3 have chosen this are like super busy, like super focused on something, super, engaged in your life. I'm surprised that even some of you are stopping to listen to this message. So I'm going to try to keep it on task as much as possible, but I don't want you to allow yourself be conscious, I guess, of what it is that you are allowing yourself to get hyper vigilant about. Is that really where you want your time and energy to be spent? If you're hyper vigilant about a work project, for instance, like, do you really need to be having that much focus on that particular project rather than your own well-being, rather than the well-being of your friends and family, rather than finding something to laugh at? Okay. That may sound absurd. Of course, I need to be focused on my career things. I've got stuff I'm trying to do. I get that. But understand that sometimes taking a break allows for space for you to be more productive and more available to that which you really do want to focus on. And that may be the work project, which is fine, but allow yourself space to really be able to engage with that. Okay, that's the message that I'm getting. You've got hammock. Taking a vacation, physically or mentally, is needed. All right. And you've got wind chimes, peace and harmony. Yeah. This pile, the energy that I'm feeling that is like kind of chaotic a little bit, I feel is forgive me, is your energy. It's your energy, the energy of those who may be tuned in. You may be feeling like there's a lot that you need to be doing, or you're just feeling wound up. There's a sense of being wound up, and there's a need for you to pull the cords and relax yourself, either by taking a vacation, taking a nap, an unexpected nap, laughing, right? Like all of those things are ways for you to get a greater sense of peace and harmony. Even for some of you, it may be just sitting still and breathing. We do not do that. And it is critical to our well-being. It is not a long time. It may feel like it to you, but it's not a long time to sit for 20 minutes away, not from any distractions, not from any phone, not from anything, but just sitting and focusing on your breathing. That is a very important thing to do. And it allows you to illuminate what is going on inside of you. What are you feeling? Who are you being in this moment? Is this what you want to be feeling? Is this who you want to be being? What is happening in your world? And how can you be the captain of your ship? Right? What is the divine been trying to tell you, but you're moving too fast to hear it? Okay? So that's what we've got here in terms of the first cards here. Now let's look at the tarot, and the way that I did the tarot for this particular reading, because I wanted to kind of see what was going on underneath the surface versus and what is going on. So like the first card, it's sort of like light, dark, light, dark. So what may be clear or on the surface versus what's underneath the surface. What may be clear on the surface, what's on the surface, what's clear and on the surface. So that's what these cards are. So the first one, you've got 3 of Wands. So some of you, and this is why there's a need for you to probably take a break and take a little bit of vacation. And you're doing that because you've already laid the groundwork for some things. Some things may have even started to sprout for you on your project or on the work that you're doing in terms of shaping your life. All right. But right now what it is you're waiting for what you have already planted or what you've already sent out to come back in. It's like you're waiting for your ships to come in particular, in this particular image here. He's waiting for ships to come back in with all of the goodness and products and, I don't know, harvest, whatever it is that you are waiting to come in to help you to then continue on the journey. Because again, this is the 3 of Wands. So you're still in the beginning there of the journey of whatever this process is. But it is kind of like a pause point in it where you're waiting for additional information, additional items, additional people, even perhaps, to be coming in to guide you. Now, what may be going on underneath the surface? The Page of Wands. So this is lovely because the Page of Wands, there's a sense of like, I see it as almost like it's similar in the way of the Ace. Sorry, the Ace. I think I said Page of Wands, but I meant to say Page of Swords, as the Ace of Swords. So the swords represent your intellect, your thoughts, your the way that your mind is kind of going. And there is a sense here with the pages. Pages are always going to represent the student. And the swords, in this case, with the Page of Swords, I really get this sense of like a new, like almost like that aha moment, a new idea coming in which you want to go into that rabbit hole. You know how sometimes we may be like either in a conversation with someone or on social media and we're like, oh, I wonder whatever happened to da-da-da. Or I'm really interested in learning more about that. And so then we start going down the rabbit hole and finding out more information about an individual, a thing, an event, or, whatever it is. There's a need for you. What's going on underneath the surface is you may have some intellectual curiosity in which you need to follow. Allow yourself to dig into and get into it. There may be some things that you've started where you're waiting for things to come in. And in the interim, while you're waiting, some new things may be getting uncovered. And the divine is trying to lead you to that new epiphany, right? That new understanding, so that when your ships come in, when the things that you're waiting for come in, they can then, these new ideas, these new focuses, this new framework, can be used to improve your project moving forward once you get the things that you're kind of waiting for. So that's what I'm getting for this Page of Swords. Keep a sense of curiosity, right? A curiosity mindset. All right. And this is what's going on underneath the surface. So there's some things that I think that you are curious about and wanting to learn more about, but you may be holding yourself back because you think you're waiting on something to come in. And what the message here is for you is that you don't need to wait for what is going to be come in to continue to progress your intellectual curiosity on what it is that you're doing. It will just support your journey further as you continue to move forward on it. And then you've got the 9 of Swords. Now, the 9 of Swords is going to be like what's going on in the surface. So some of you all may be really dealing with a lot of anxiety and stress. Perhaps what it is that you've been waiting for seems like it's been a little longer than you have wanted it to be, or you're worried that something is not going to come to fruition, or you're getting caught up in the dynamic of the environment around you. And you may just be picking up the energies of other people, but you're really carrying this. This card is like, when I articulate this 9 of Swords, I really see it as kind of like a self-torture card where our mind our negative thinking has just like consumed us. It can keep us up at night. It keeps us focused on really the wrong things, because anything that's causing this much stress is like, we should not be focusing on that. And perhaps that is why a lot of this reading is about, not allowing yourself to get distracted, being in the sense of joy, finding a way to relax, right? There's a need for you to relax, to release some of the anxiety. And the way that you can do that is by finding things that bring you joy and by leaning into the frequency, if you will, of laughter, right? Now, what you may not be aware of, is the 7 of Wands. So you've got the 9 of Swords. What you may not be aware of, love, is that you are profoundly powerful and capable of pushing back these negative thoughts. You have dominion in your life, okay? You are the one who can shift what is happening in your world. You are standing strong like this beautiful woman holding this wand, and you have the capability to push back those negative thoughts, whether you think you do or not. This is going on what's underneath the surface, what's hidden from you. There's a need for you to protect yourself. For those of you who are very spiritual or empathic, you need to up your game when it comes to your spiritual hygiene. Have you been doing the things that you need to do to clean yourself out, to take the baths that you need to take, to make sure that you're being in a state of prayer, whatever that looks like for you, right? Making sure that you're reaching out to the divine and your guides to support you. Remember, they are but a breath away. But sometimes we get so consumed by our own world that we are not reaching out for the help from the divine. All right. You need to tap into your power, your spiritual power, and let it remove the obstacles of self-affliction, negative thinking that are keeping you stuck, keeping you hurting, keeping you awake, keeping you full of anxiety in some way. All right. And then the final tarot card, Justice. Yes, Justice. Okay, so this is really about things coming back into balance, right? So and in a just way. So kind of like bringing back the karma. If you feel like you've been not heard, or you're worrying about something that is sort of outside of your realm of influence or control over, this card is telling you that the universe is going to shift things back into balance. Where you have been experienced injustice, justice will come to fore. Things will be back clear. And I love that she's holding this sword here too. It's like a reminder to me of these energies, this mental intellect energy, that justice is going to come in with a fair hand and begin to stabilize that. The other thing that I'm getting around the Justice card in regards to your anxiety and things like that is one of the things that you need to do is to look honestly and clearly at what the facts are of your situation. A lot of you are holed up in around some anxieties about things that are actually outside of the actual facts. They are the stories that you have created around whatever it is that you experience, the individual, the person, the place, or the thing. And you need to now shift what your story is, okay? So that it's not causing you this anxiety. Justice comes with a firm, clear, truthful hand to look at what is really happening in your situation so that you can stand more firmly. Right? Stand more firmly in your strength. And I was reminded in the past, the other reading also, but I want to say as well to you that the card that was underneath the deck after I pulled for the readings was the Strength card in the tarot, which is about tapping into your inner strength and taming the beast without and the beast within. This energy right here is about taming the beast within. Stepping into this beautiful power here of the 7 wands to protect yourself. No one is more worthy of your protection than you, than your heart, than your soul, than your spirit. Allow yourself to receive the justice that the universe is waiting for you to receive. Okay? And then your final guidance, you've got cleaning house. Beyond the ordinary. Wow. Okay. So I pulled these largely to get a guidance from the divine and also to help with like, okay, so what action do I need to take? Okay. This is kind of laying out what may be hidden from me. What are some things I need to be thinking about? There's several actions that I see here for you all. First of all, you've got this cleaning house, and this is about clearing away the clutter, not just the clutter, the physical clutter, although for some of you that is very important. Clearing away the clutter in your space, things that no longer support your soul journey, where it is that you're going, not where you've been, but where are you going? If there are things in your environment that no longer serve that, It's time to get rid of them. Take them to Goodwill, take them to wherever they need to go, put them in the trash, do what you need to do, but clear away the clutter, because it's going to open up not only your physical space, but your mental space and your emotional space. And that's the other part of clearing the clutter, is clearing the clutter around the things that have to do with your emotional and mental well-being. Where is the clutter in your mind? What are you focusing on that is just literally a bunch of clutter, and you just need to get it out of your mind space so that you can focus on the things that you need to focus on. The other thing that I'm getting in this reading in terms of you is to watch your distractions and lean into your joy. Make sure that you are laughing. You should be laughing. Children laugh. What did I see? I think it was like up to like 300 times a day. And adults, it's more like 5 or some 10. I don't quote me because I don't know exactly, but it's small, okay? Some of us don't even get that many in, all right? So there's a need for you to be laughing every single day, right? Like laughing should not be rationed, right? You should be laughing as much as possible. It is a healing energy, okay? So find a way to infuse that into your day every day, all right? The other thing is you've got this beautiful Beyond the Ordinary. Now, this is a powerful card because it really talks about how the realm of spirit, the realm of the divine, the realm of the higher self, however you want to articulate it, doesn't function with the same rules and laws as everywhere else. It is beyond the ordinary. Things happen in that space and infuse into our space that are not ordinary, right? So all things are possible is another way of saying it, okay? All things are possible. And this card here is really saying to you that part of where you're going, what's coming in for you around this 3 of Wands, is not yet resolved. This card actually is saying, like, there are some things here that are still in formation in terms of coming to you. And not only that, but like they can't even really fully, this card speaks about things that cannot be fully articulated because they're outside of our framework of understanding. If that may, I know that sounds a little out there, but I just want to say, like, basically this card is like the divine saying many magical things are on their way to you, and that you may not be clear right now as to what they are, but your task is to stay the course. Your task is to clean out the clutter of both your mental, emotional, and physical space so that you can receive the magic that's in preparation for you, the abundance that's coming in, the joy that's coming in, the love that's coming in. You have to clear away. If you're focused on all of the anxiety and the stress, it's like you're filling up your space with all that, and there's not space for that which has not yet come into form. And so there's a need for you to be able to allow what has not yet come into form to be able to manifest beautifully in your life. And the way that you do that, y'all, take a vacation right now, all right? Clean house, laugh until you can't laugh no more, all right? And follow a sense of curiosity, as we said. Have that student mindset. Continue to follow the aha moments and see what else comes to fore. Stay on top of your spiritual hygiene, all right? Justice is coming for you. All right, so that is the reading that I have for you all today. I hope it was resonating with you. Thank you so much for joining the Abundant Joy Tarot. If you like what you're seeing here, please hit that thumbs up for me. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you here regularly, and I will see you next time. I will be doing one other reading for these particular energies of the crow spirit, the nightingale spirit, and the turkey spirit. So we will be doing one more on that, and then I'll be doing a weekly reading on Sunday. All right. Have a beautifully, joyfully, abundant day, and I'll see you next time. All right, y'all. Bye.